Hey guys, welcome back to the next part of my Carnival Cruise review. If this is the first part that you're actually watching, I'm going to give you a little bit of background here as to what I'm talking about. So, back in November of 2017, I went on a 5-day cruise to the Bahamas on the Carnival Ecstasy, which is the ship that you see here. And I wanted to do a review of it basically for not only myself, but for you guys to have if you're planning on going on a cruise, or if it's your first time cruising, or maybe you've never cruised on Carnival and you want to know what it's like. I decided to do a review of it, and the last episode that I did was talking about the price of a Carnival cruise and what goes into the total cost of everything. So today we are going to be talking about the next bullet point, which is going to be the staterooms on a cruise ship, basically Carnival's staterooms and what they're like. So this is going to be a continuation of the last video. So if you only want to know about the staterooms, then you're watching the right one, because this is what we're going to be talking about next. And then of course we'll go on and do the food, excursions, entertainment, and finally end off on the last video with my overall experience. So let's go ahead and let's get into this, and let's talk about the staterooms. Alright, so there are 4 types of staterooms that you can go into and do, or whatever you want. 4 types. So you have your interior, which is the pictures that you are seeing now. The one up in the corner there, my video, that is a balcony room. You also have an ocean view room, and of course the suite. So I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of an example as to the difference in prices of each of the rooms. So the interior room that you're seeing right now, there are 2 types. They are the double bedroom, which you're seeing, where you have 2 twin beds in a room, good for people who don't want to have just a plain king size bed, or I think it's a queen. So the one you're seeing now is a queen, and that's where they take the 2 twin size beds and they push them together to make a queen size, and that is what type of room we had, was a queen room. So you can get an interior room with a queen, or you can get an interior with 2 twins. And basically what an interior room is basically, like I just said, it's the interior, okay? You're inside of the ship. There is no window and no way to see out. So if that's okay with you, if you like that, if you would rather not see where you are or not see the ocean, then interior would be for you. A little bit of a note that I've also seen from some people who have traveled on cruises before: if they get an interior room, they usually bring a nightlight. And I did not think that was a bad idea. They plugged a nightlight into their outlet because it is pitch black in those rooms, okay? If you like a pitch black room to sleep in, then an interior room is definitely for you. Because there's no windows or anything. It's basically like a closet, except it's a little bit bigger than a closet. It's your standard bathroom area, little room, so it's nothing too huge, but a lot of the rooms on a cruise ship are not that big. They might seem big, and some of them may be, but on Carnival, our room really felt small. For us, it was fine, but it did feel kind of small compared to some of the hotel rooms that we've stayed in. But I did understand it was a cruise ship, and they have to accommodate, okay? It has to be kind of small so that they can put all the rooms on the ship with different types, like ocean view versus balcony, suites, and interiors, and so on. So the next one that we're going to take a look at is the next step up from an interior. And we're going to go ahead and actually talk about the price of each room and how it affects your cruise after we talk about all of the rooms first. So the next layout that you're seeing is of the ocean view room, and it's basically the same thing as a interior room, except there is one big difference. Of course, you have a window that you can see out of to the ocean. The interior rooms, I think, come in 2 different types, and I think the ocean views come in 2 different types as well. So in the picture, you can see that the ocean view rooms come with a couch area. And I didn't see one of those in the interior rooms. So I think they might have some like that, and they might not. I'm not for sure. I know in our room, we did not get a couch area. So I think it just depends on where you get the room and what type of room you get. Determines whether you get the couch area or if you get just a regular room with like that little area with a mirror and stuff. I forgot what it's called, like vanity thing, I think. Ours didn't come with that, like I said, so I didn't know that they had the couch. I think the couch actually folds out into a bed as well, so if you do have more than 2 people for the queen size, then you can definitely go ahead and use that couch for an extra sleeper. The ocean view, I didn't go with the ocean view because I wasn't exactly sure about the windows. I'm guessing you can open the windows up. I would think that they would be opened, but for some reason, I thought you couldn't open up the windows, and I was like, I am not going to get a room where I can look outside, but I can't open the door, okay? Or the window. If I get sick or if I don't feel good, I would love to have that ocean breeze blowing into the room. Definitely. Especially for like bathroom situations. If you're in an interior room, I feel sorry for bathroom situations because that is something that we loved about having our room, is that we had the option to open a door or a window and not have to worry about the smell. I'm sorry, but yes, it is true. The smells are pretty weird that come from the bathrooms. So definitely was needed to have that little bit of extra airflow. I mean, honestly, if it was that bad and you had an interior room, I wouldn't be opposed to just opening the door myself to your actual room and letting it air out into the hallway. Not a bad idea, but might not be good for your neighbors. Anyway, so there's the ocean view room. Not much of a difference from the interior. So let's check out the next room up from an ocean view, and that would be a balcony room. And that is the room that you are seeing in my personal video up there. A balcony room. And you might be thinking, wait a minute, you just told us that when you booked your cruise, because if you did watch the prices video that I did about the price of the cruise, I said that I booked just like mine, which was an interior room, and it was 5 days and everything else, kept it all the same. And you might be thinking, well, you're not in an interior room, you're in a balcony room, so what the heck is going on? Well, basically what had happened was I booked an interior room and I got a call probably about a couple weeks, maybe a month. I don't exactly remember the date, but I got a call before the cruise and they said, hey, we have a balcony room that has just become available. It's a two category upgrade from the room that you're in now, and we'd like to offer it for you at $200, $100 a person. And originally it was going to be $400 and it would be $200 a person. So would you like to take this balcony room? And I kind of thought about it for a second because I wasn't too sure. I had asked them on the phone if I could see where the room was going to be at on the ship and if I could look at it, and they said, of course. So they gave me the area on the website where the room was going to be at. It was in the back of the ship, and where I originally had my interior room was in the middle of the ship. I have been told by people that you need to get a room in the middle if you are seasick, because the middle of the ship doesn't usually rock as much as the back or the front, so you kind of get a smoother sail versus if you're in the back or the front. So I wasn't too keen on moving from the middle, but then again, I had never been on a cruise before, and I had no idea that I would be seasick, so I didn't know for sure. I was just like, okay, I probably won't be seasick, so that's not a big deal. We can still look at the balcony. And then he said, since it was an upgrade and we only offer this to you right now, if you don't take it, we're going to offer it to someone else. I just kind of mulled it over and decided, you know what? I think I'm going to go for it. So when I originally looked at it, I noticed it was a connecting room. And that was another concern that I had. I asked him about if there was any way I could get one that wasn't a connecting room, and he said no, this is the only one that we have available. It just come open because someone canceled their cruise or whatever happened, decided they didn't want to take the room, so would you like it? There is basically no backing out of this. If you want it, you can have it. And I wasn't keen on it being a connecting room, but then again, I thought about it. Like I said, I could have only been going on a cruise once and never going on one again. So I wanted to experience it to the best possible way that I could. And I thought, you know what? He said the connecting room will not open. It is locked. And if you don't need it, it will stay locked for the duration of the cruise, and no one can get in your room from it, and you cannot get in the other room. So that was like, okay. I mean, I've stayed at hotels before that have had connecting rooms, and they stayed locked, so that's not a big deal. So I just went with it, and I decided, you know what, we're going to do it. We're going to get a balcony room. I'll pay the extra. And so he charged my card right then and there. It was $200, $100 for each of us that went on the cruise. And we just went from there and decided we're going to do the balcony room. And now that I've done it, I can honestly say that I probably, if I go on another cruise again, will definitely get another balcony room, if that tells you anything. Because obviously the big difference between an ocean view and a balcony room is you can walk out onto your balcony and sit out there at night. They give you a table and 2 chairs. So you can sit out there on your balcony and eat your lunch, your breakfast, your dinner, whatever you want to do, and watch the waves roll. Or you can sit out there and at night, and you can see the water and the light from the cruise ship on the waves. It was just so perfect and so beautiful. I loved being able to sit on that balcony. And that thing that I mentioned earlier about the bathroom smell, that balcony room saved us so much, okay? Let me tell you. It saved us a bunch, because when that bathroom didn't smell right, we opened that door up, propped it open, like you can see on my personal video up there with the table, and it stayed open and it aired out, and it was fine. So yeah, that was definitely a plus to have the balcony room. And I ended up actually finding out that I do get seasick, and I had no idea. So having the balcony was really nice for me, because if I could go out there, sit out there and breathe in some ocean air, kind of calm down, it made me feel a little less seasick. So it was really nice, and I really appreciated having it. And I will probably get another balcony room if I go on a cruise, because they say once you do it, you won't want to go back. And I didn't experience an interior room, but I will probably never go back to one if I had, because the balcony was far superior. Now, it might be different on like Carnival or any other cruise line. I mean, not Carnival, Royal Caribbean or Princess or any other cruise line. The balcony rooms would be totally different. But on Carnival, I enjoyed it, and I'm definitely going to do it again if we go to on a Carnival cruise again, or just another cruise in general. Definitely recommend the balcony room. Like I said, nothing really too different. Now you can see in the layout that they included a couch in there. We didn't have that in our room. You can't really tell in my video, but basically right here when it starts, to the left there was a little nightstand, and then to the right was the vanity area. Then there was another nightstand over on the left on my side, because I slept over on that side, and then you walk out the door. So we didn't have the couch in there. I know they show them in the pictures, but I'm guessing if you want the extra couch, it might cost a little bit extra. I'm not sure. It's just every room that I had booked didn't include a couch in it, so I'm not sure why they put them in the pictures if they're not in the rooms. Or they could just be in certain rooms, like I said. So let's go ahead and check into the last option that you can do on your staterooms, and that would be the suite, of course. And I do want to do a quick note here. I don't know if you can hear it. I mentioned this in my last video as well, if you watched it, but I do have some construction going on, and if you do hear that banging noise or whatever in the background, I'm hoping you can't hear it, but if you do hear that noise, it is construction going on outside. And I could do this at another time, of course, but I want to record these because I've had so much time to not be able to record them, and I really don't want to forget everything from the cruise. I mean, it's been so long since we've been on it. There are a couple of things that I'm probably forgetting, but obviously nothing I can do about that. Construction going on, so hopefully you won't be able to hear it, and this will just be me talking about nothing that concerns you, but if you can, just letting you know that's what it is. So the last room here, like I said, is the suite. The end-all be-all, the best type of room that you could possibly get. And it's basically like an ocean view and a balcony combined into one and made into a much bigger area. You can see that you get a huge walkway there, and you also get, I'm guessing that's a closet that's connected to the bathroom. So you'll have extra room there for your clothes and for more privacy in the bathrooms because they're not directly into the room. You also have your couch, and then you have, I believe, the flat screen TV on the wall. And you can see barely that there's like a little bar area over there. And then 2 or 3, I think just 2. I think that's a mirror above the bed, but 2 windows as well as a door that leads out to an extended balcony. So it's not as small as the regular balcony rooms, but it is a lot bigger. So you'll have a little bit more room out there. And I know that on certain other cruises, they actually offer the suites with whirlpools or jacuzzis on the outside of the balcony. I don't know if they do it on Carnival or not, because I did not check out a suite. I knew I wouldn't be able to afford a suite, but sometimes they do offer them with that extra outside. Of course, I'm guessing it's going to be a lot more extra in the cost as well. And speaking of cost, I'm actually going to talk to you guys now about how much the staterooms are going to affect your overall cost of your cruise. So basically, when you go into checkout for a cruise, you can see the price per person per day. On Carnival you can. I don't remember. I think you can on Royal Caribbean too. I'm pretty sure Royal Caribbean, Princess, Norwegian, Disney, all those that I looked up. You see the first price there that they offer. That's the average price per person. And then added to that price is the price of your room. So let's say the cruise was $240 a person. I think that was about the price of the one that I looked up for these stateroom prices this morning. I looked up these prices today so that I could kind of get a little bit of an estimate as to how much it affected the price. So if it was $200 a person, yeah, maybe that's about right. Could be a little bit off. I'm not good at math, okay, so don't quote me. But you go and you get your cruise. They tell you the price. Then you go into it and you get to pick your room, okay? So on Carnival, you get to pick right away. They show you the different types of rooms, and you go and you pick which room you want. So an interior room ran $409 an average per person. So I clicked on the interior room, and the price for the price total for the cruise was about $1,022. Okay, that was for an interior room. And then I went and did an ocean view, and that one was $479 a person. So that rose the price a little bit more. It was $1,162 for the cruise. So not too much of a big increase there. About $100 and so difference in the price versus a regular interior room or a ocean view room. Then I went back and did a balcony. The balcony room was $939 a person. So the price total of the cruise would have been around $2,082. So that is a big price jump there for a balcony room. And that's one of the reasons why when they offered that upgrade to me, I took it, because I had no idea that it was going to be that much. I mean, that's literally like $1,000 difference. Your cruise is like $1,000, but if you book a balcony room, it's going to be over $2,000. So that's something that you have to think about when going in there and booking your cruise. And then from the balcony to a suite, it is $1,095 a person for the suite. So that ended up being $2,394 total. for the cruise. So about a $300 difference from a balcony to a suite. Don't know where they're getting these prices. Okay, so if you're a little confused, this was just their price from me choosing a room and then the total being shown to me. Okay, so it might not be correct when you do it. Obviously, like I said before, prices do change depending on when you book, when you go, and all that fun stuff. So those are just your basic averages for your staterooms. All right, so nothing too bad. You're definitely gonna see when you book the room. You're gonna see everything. All right, you're gonna see your prices for it all, and that's why I was talking about when we talked about the price of a cruise, that I was going to talk about the different little things that went into the cost of it, into each segment, and each little thing that we talked about in the staterooms are one of those. So you just have to be careful about that. Think about that when you're booking. If you want to go big and get a better room, then do that. And sometimes, no, I don't know if everyone does this, but on Carnival, they offer, sometimes when you book, you can get like maybe 20, 30 or so dollars more for a special type of room. So say you go interior and then you go to click your room, they'll give you two options. You can get the interior room, which is included in the price, and they'll pick the room and you just go with it. No refund on the deposit. Or you could click on it and you can get a refund for the deposit, and you can get all these other things. So they'll have like an option to get 20% off, get 2-story upgrade if you do this, which could be $450. Or you can go $409, which is the original, and you don't get those perks. And what I say by 2-story upgrade is if they offer a room, see, I don't know for sure on this, and that's actually something I'm going to call them about the next time I cruise, because I've seen this on a couple of websites where they have, when you go to check out, you can have the option to get a 2-category or a 1-category upgrade from the room that you're in. And I'm guessing that means if you decide to go that route, then they will, if they call you and they have a room open, you get that upgrade for free, because it does say free 2-category upgrade. So if you're in an interior room, you get 2-category upgrade for free. So if you were in an interior, they offered you a balcony, like what they did for me, you wouldn't have had to pay that $200. It would be free, and you could just say, yes, I'll take the room because it's free. Or if you were in an ocean view room, you could get a 2-category upgrade to a suite for free if you decided to go that route and pay that extra amount of money. Or if you're in a balcony room, you can go up to a suite, and so on and so forth. I'm guessing that's how it works. Now, don't quote me on that, because I do need to call next time I go on a cruise. I'm definitely going to do that and ask first, because sometimes it might be better to do that. If they just say, hey, here's a 2-category upgrade if you do this $450 for the room per person instead of $409, and they say, hey, you've got the 2-category upgrade, so welcome aboard to your balcony room. Or is it going to be where I go ahead and get my 2-category upgrade and I pay that extra money, and they say, yeah, sorry, you're not going to get the 2-category upgrade because we didn't have anyone that canceled their room, but thanks for buying it for us. Now that I would be a little bit upset about. So if it's like an automatic thing, then sure, definitely I would do it. If it's not an automatic thing, I would kind of want to get some information on it. And I mean, if they do refund you on it, if it turns out they don't have a room open up or something, then that would be okay. But you just need to check first with everything, just to make sure before you can do a lot of the stuff. That's what I did. I made sure I checked with a lot of things, and I was told that I could actually change the price of my cruise. If the price of it, the overall price changed by the time that I got on the cruise ship, I would get that back, not as a refund, but I would get it put back on my Sail and Sign card to use throughout the cruise. So say the cruise ended up being $1,000, but by November 20th, it went down to $800. They would refund me the 200 and something dollars on my sale card so that I could use that money on the cruise to buy alcoholic beverages or any type of souvenirs or just basically anything that I wanted to, it could be used towards the cruise, where I wouldn't have to pay for it out of my own money. It would be refunded back to me from the original price of the cruise. So it's definitely something to check into. I know Carnival does that. I don't know if anyone else does it, but Carnival does do the refund thing. If the price of the cruise does change before you get on it, then you can definitely do something and get some money back on that. I know someone on the phone that I talked to from Carnival said, she said, I ended up going on a cruise and it was like $1,000 and I ended up getting back, I feel like she said she got back almost the full total of the cruise before she even went on it. And I didn't know if I really believed that or not. You can take that as you will, but she basically said that before she went on her cruise, she kept checking the price. It kept going down lower and lower. She kept calling them and telling them the price had lowered, lower my price, and so on and so forth. So definitely something worth checking into for Carnival. Like I said, I don't know if anybody else does it, but that's what they did for us on Carnival. And before we go ahead and end it off, though, I just want to give my opinion on the rooms that they offer. So you can see there that they do the little towels and the cute shapes and stuff whenever they clean your room. We pretty much had our room cleaned, I think, about just about every single day. And they always brought us extra towels when we needed them. All we had to do was tell our steward that we wanted extra towels before we went out for the day, and he would come in and make the room up, give us extra towels or whatever we needed. They were really clean. They did a good job with cleanliness. A lot of people say before they go on cruises, they bring Clorox wipes with them and wipe down everything in the room. Yeah, I definitely do that. I think I will do that next time as well. Because she said that she does it because her daughter has a compromised immune system or something like that, and so she gets sick really easily. And as soon as she said that, I thought, you know what? I'm pretty much just like her, because I get sick very easily and I don't go out much. So it would definitely be worth it for me to wipe down the room and kind of keep the germs away as much as possible, because they are pretty germy. I mean, you're on a ship with people, a lot of people, for 5 to 7 to even longer days. So everything is all right there and you have nowhere else you can go. You can stay on the ship when you're traveling and you're sailing for the day. So it can be pretty germy if you are one of those people who doesn't do well with germs. It might not be for you, but we did pretty good. We kept our hands clean. They did offer areas around the ship with hand sanitizer that you could use anytime you wanted. We tend to use those a lot before we went in to get our dinners and stuff. It was right there and handy and ready for us to use. So that was definitely something that I liked as well. The room was great. I'm glad we upgraded from an interior, because I feel like if I would have had an interior room, I would have been even more sick than I was. Because there was moments when we were actually behind schedule and we had to book it and go really fast, and the waves and the rocking of the ship was a bit much for me. So it was definitely nice to have the balcony room. If I did have to say some negatives, it's not really anything on Carnival, nothing they can really do about it, but since we had the connecting room, I'm guessing this would be the same no matter what anyway. We had a room on each side of us. Okay, there was somebody on both sides of us, so we did hear people on one side of the room. I mean, at one night they were like yelling or partying or something, and they had the TV up super loud. And then on the other side of the room, we had someone who was coughing and getting sick, probably from drinking too much. So that definitely was a negative, but other than that, we really enjoyed it, and we, like I said before, we don't want to go back to an interior room, even though we didn't get to see the interiors. We would rather do a balcony room each time that we go on a cruise now, if we do decide to go on another one. So that's basically going to be it for the staterooms. I don't think there's anything that I'm missing that I forgot to talk about. If there is, please comment and let me know, and I'll try to answer it if I can. But that's going to be it for this one. Next time, of course, we're going to be talking about the food on a cruise ship. I believe that's going to be next. Yes, we're going to be talking about the food next time, and then of course we'll do the excursions, entertainment, and overall experience. So for now, I will leave it off here, and I will see you guys in the next Carnival Cruise review.